kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
In a place littered with dirt racing stories and folklore that dates back the test of time, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN is proud to present to you round number 1 of season 15 of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series from the fastest dirt half-mile racetrack in the world, the Volusia Speedway Park here in bright, sunny Barberville, Florida. My name, of course, is Ryan Williams, back on the call here for DOB this season, and tonight I am joined by my esteemed producer, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, up in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, we have over 36 410 sprint cars signed in here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park, set to do battle for a 35-lap main event. We're going to see at least 4 heat races with the number of cars that we have signed in here, a couple of consies and a main to end it all out. So guys, a bit on Volusia, very storied in the late model ranks, but as well in the 410 sprint car ranks with trips by the World of Outlaws. Kyle Larson, a multiple-time winner at Volusia. Donnie Schatz, a one-time winner at Volusia. Guys like Jack Hodenshield and others have also made the patriarchy to the Volusia Speedway Park. And tonight we've got guys such as Rusty Kruger, last season's points champion. He's back. He's third quick in practice here. Braden Eiler, a new name that we're seeing. The 005 machine. George Streaker Jr., one of the proud sponsors now of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. He's second quick here in practice. So one of these guys are looking to lift up the Alligator Trophy at the end of the night and make themselves a first-time winner or a repeat winner here with the DOB 410 Sprint Cars. Just a couple of seconds now, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be a qualifying time as the checkers fly on practice here from Volusia. Some fast times here. Eiler at a 12.793. Streaker at a 12.803. Kruger at an 8.12. Satterfield at an 8.13. So it does not get any closer than this. And some of these guys are about to take to the track for the first time here under qualifying efforts this season. Stoltz out on the track. Ty Williams is 37th on the track. Robert Boggs is 51. Joshua Steinke's number 80 machine. Christopher Lynn's number 7. A lot of these, ladies and gentlemen, brand new names to the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. Steven Golder, a name that we come to know and love. He is also in the house here tonight. So we are just moments away as you take some look-sees at these cars on the track. We're going to see quick, fast, and in a hurry sometimes come in here from Volusia. So off to a hot start. Steinke, a 13.133 on his very first lap. Kruger now taking to the field. That was last season's points champion, Rusty Kruger's number 5. One of those Swindell drivers looking to get in hot in a hurry this week. In week 1 action, Steinke still up top at a 13.133. Jeremy Weigel second. Ty Williams third. Robert Satterfield fourth. Tyson Landis at a 13.208 rounds out the top 5. Richie Preston now in the mix, 13.189. Goes third quick for the driver of the 125. Rusty Kruger's number 5. He's fourth quick for the time being, taking his second lap of the 2. Kruger to the fourth spot. Still nothing doing there for Rusty Kruger. So it looks like time about to run out here. Most, if not all, these guys have taken times. It's Steinke up top, Weigel second, Preston third, Kruger fourth, Williams fifth, Satterfield sixth, Miller seventh, Tyson Landis eighth, Mason Hannigan ninth, and rounding out your top 10 here in qualifying right now at a 13.217, the 33 of Vinny Sansoni. As qualifying now coming to an end, the action's coming quick, fast, and in a hurry here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we will have 5 heat races on the night here, inverting the top 6. So heat race number 1 about to take to the track, lining up right now. Christopher Lynn, he qualified with a 13.346. He was the 6th fastest in this group. He will lead us from the point here in heat number 1. Starting to his outside of the front row will be Chris Sabaski in the number 21 machine. Braden Eiler in the 005 will be third. Chris Roberts, the series founder and director, in the 93. The old Catfish will roll off fourth here in heat number 1. Robert Satterfield and Joshua Steinke make up row number 3. And your fourth and final row, the 13 machine, Ryan Vella, alongside Harl Strickler in the number 82. Harl Strickler, one of the proud sponsors here of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. They bring aboard Streaker Race Engines, French Grimes Race Systems, Clearview Farm, AAB Drain Cleaning. That is for all of your plumbing needs. They are all family-owned. So cheer on that driver from West Friendship, Maryland. They're in the number 82 machine. These guys taking to the track here now. Going to go around, I believe, get 1 pace lap, and then we are about to be on like Donkey Kong here from the fastest dirt half mile in the country. You're going to feel the rumble. You're going to hear the noise as it looks like lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. Ladies and gentlemen, make your bets now. Pick your winners. Roll the dice. Who's it going to be? Lynn going to lead the charge off of 4. Let's see when he stomps on the loud pedal. Should let the flag man start it off here from Volusia. Oh, looks like we're going to take 1 more pace lap there. I was a little bit ahead of myself. Looked like lights were out to me, but we're going to take 1 more pace lap here One to green. This time by, I was so itching, so ready for the first action of the season for DOB that I was a little ahead of myself. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, strap in. Make your bets, place your bets now. Who's it gonna be? A very, very interesting heat race. Number 1, Christopher Lynn, Chris Sabaski, 2 brand new names, Braden Eiler, along with mainstay Chris Roberts, row number 2. And then Satterfield and Steiche, 2 new names as well. So a lot of new guys up here in heat race number 1, ready to pull the trigger off of turn number 4. Christopher Lynn looks down the flagman, looks down the pace truck as it heads off of the Speedway. Green flag is out. Lynn on the loud pedal. We're underway here from Volusia. Off and running into turn number 1. Lynn being pressured by the 21 as well as the 005. That's Eiler on the bottom. That's Lynn up top. That's Sabaski in the middle. 3 wide for the lead into turn number 1 on lap number 2. It's Sabaski off and away with the race lead for now. Back behind them, we're continuing to shuffle positions. Chris Roberts making some moves there in the number 93. He's up to the 3rd spot. Eiler back into 2nd. Sabaski into the lead here by about a nose like this. We head off into 3 and 4. Back behind them, your original pole sitter, Christopher Lynn, fading dramatically here as he's back in the 4th spot, about to lose it possibly to Joshua Steinke's number 80. As Steinke pressures the bottom side, enters Satterfield into the mix. We've got hot and heavy action all over the racetrack here. 5 laps in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Sabaski a commanding lead here as we enter into lap number 6. Right in front of Eiler's number 005. Eiler being pressured by the Catfish, Chris Roberts. Behind them, we're pretty much single filed out here. Streaker starting to make some moves here, up from his 8th starting spot. Now pressuring Satterfield for a moment, but Satterfield able to run right back away. 7 laps going to be in the books next time. We're coming to the white flag here for heat race number 1. A dominant move by Chris Sabaski on the very 2nd lap. Was able to get him a hard charge into 3 and 4 for the final time. It's Chris Sabaski winning heat race number 1, followed by the 005 of Braden Eiler, the 93 of Chris Roberts, the 80 of Joshua Steinke, the 7 machine of Christopher Lynn, who was your pole sitter. Lynn falling all the way to the 5th spot, going to have to battle back in a B main. Robert Satterfield finishing 6th. Paul Streaker finishing 7th, and the 13 of Ryan Vella finishing 8th. Heat race number 2 taking to the grid. Now Zach McLaughlin redrawing the pole here for heat race number 2. Kyle Stoltz, a name we've all known for a little while here with DOB. He'll start outside front row. Ross Correnta in the 10 car will start 3rd. Ernie Williams Jr. will start 4th. Kenny Miller in the 24 will lead off row number 3. Jeremy Weigel will start 6th, and then 2 other cars joining the field here. Patrick Spangler and John Lepresto rounding out your field of 8 cars. How about that, race fans? An action-packed heat race number 1, sure to be followed by just as good, if not better, here with heat race number 2 on the season. From the looks of it, these drivers were absolutely ready to get right back at it with DOB as we had over 38 entries here tonight at the fastest dirt half mile in the world, the Volusia Speedway Park. Again, home to the Dirt Car Winter Nationals, and tonight home to round number 1 of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. It will also be home to round number 1 of the DOB Big Block Modified Series, which is coming up a little bit later here on the Esports Broadcasting Network. So as soon as this event is over, do not change the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We will be staying at Volusia and hitting up the Big Block Modifieds. Drivers being told where their start point is right now. Being led to green by Zach McLaughlin's number 11. Make your bets. We're heading down the back straightaway for the final time before we go green here with heat race number 2. So McLaughlin leads the charge off into turns 3 and 4. The 3-4 complex here at Volusia can be so tricky. We saw it in heat race number 1. Will we see it in heat race number 2? Will McLaughlin get a whole shot in the number 11? He's on the loud pedal. He surely does. McLaughlin a big advantage going into 1 and 2 for the very first time. Right behind him, beating and banging, big beating and banging, is the 91 machine around down the back straightaway. That's Ernie Williams Jr. Also collected the 20 of Jeremy Weigel. Those two all up in the way as they both exit the racing surface now, leaving us with 5 cars, maybe 6 on the racetrack. McLaughlin, huge advantage. Ross Carrenta now around the 24 of Kenny Miller. Miller back to third. Kyle Stoltz up into fourth in the 01 machine behind him. John Lepresto trying his best to get up there to the top 4 cars. Remember, top 4 go straight to the feature. Everybody else will do it in a B main here tonight at Volusia. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a tricky triangle complex coming to play as Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91 being quickly approached by your leader, Zach McLaughlin. That's going to throw a monkey wrench into it as Ross Carrenta is trailing your leader by now only 0.3 of a second. That last time by, we're going to have a battle for the lead before this thing's all said and done. Carrenta is lightning quick. Kenny Miller is as well in the 28 or 24. So 6 laps in the books. Popsicle sticks in the air from the flagman this time. Battle for second. Carrenta, Miller go to war in 3 and 4. Miller likes the bottom. Carrenta likes the top. Miller going to stick to the top side this time. Now being challenged by the 01 of Kyle Stoltz. Meanwhile, up front, Zach McLaughlin all by his lonesome white flag. This time, one more trip around. If he doesn't do anything damaging, he should win heat number 2. But he's got Ross Carrenta on his backside. No mistakes available for Zach McLaughlin's number 11. Carrenta going to slide it in one more time. Not going to do it. It's Zach McLaughlin winning heat race number 2. Carrenta second. Weigel not gonna finish. Let's see. Carrenta, Miller, Stoltz, Lepresto, Spangler, Williams, Weigel rounding out the 8 cars here for heat race number 2. How about it? Zach McLaughlin able to run away with it after getting such a tremendous start. As heat race number 3 now gonna take to the grid, popping them off one after the other here at Volusia with the DOB 410 sprint cars. And it looks like Aaron Daffler going to be the lucky dog here. He's going to go to the pole after the 6-car invert. Alec Szerzynski going to start outside of him. Steven Goldner leads off row number 2 alongside Double D. Darren Detweiler in the D3. Row number 3 finds Tyson Landis' number 31 alongside Richie Preston's number 125. And then row number 4, a couple of heavy hitters, at least as far as the big block modifieds go. And they should be here with the sprint cars as well. The 35 is Mike Keegan. The 4 machine is Jeremy Zarfos. So again, just to reiterate, we do a 6-car invert for all heat races here with DOB. That put Aaron Daffler on the pole of this one, as we saw for the last heat race. It worked wonders for Zach McLaughlin for the first heat race. However, it did not, as your pole sitter Christopher Lynn fell all the way outside of the top 4, having to go into a consolation B main a little bit later on tonight. But heat race number 3 has taken on to green. Anytime after the truck pulls off the track, these guys are able to fire, and it's all up to Aaron Daffler in the number 41 to choose when we do it. We're heading down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, take this time, pick your favorite driver at home, ride with them, and hope they make you a little happier after this heat race. So Pace Truck now exiting the racing surface. Daffler going to hold. He's going to fire. He's going to get a whole shot straight across the line at about a 6-car length advantage. So it's Daffler, and behind him it's on like Donkey Kong. Szerzynski, Detweiler, Goldner, Landis. They're all jumbled up like a pack of hornets. 3 wide through turn number 4. Give a lap 1 to Daffler. About a 3-car length advantage over Szerzynski. Oh, man, we got a 3:31. Tyson Landis hemorrhaging spots all the way back to the 7th position here. He's stuck on the bottom down there in no man's land. Make it 8th position now for Tyson Landis. What a catastrophe for the driver of the 31. Back out front, single file, except for the race for the lead. Szerszynski now challenging Daffler as they head into turns 1 and 2. Slide job out of Szerszynski. Daffler not going to fire back. He's going to look low in turns 3 and 4. Slide job out of Daffler. Szerszynski back to the bottom here. Are they going to trade him? Yes, they will. Szerszynski, slide job to Daffler. Daffler going to look back underneath here. This is what racing's about here at Volusia, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Daffler on the bottom. He's not going to do it this time as they've got a hungry pack of Hornets right behind them. As we complete 6 laps, going to be 2 to go next time by. The 3D of Detweiler, slide job to Daffler. Daffler right back on the bottom though. Detweiler couldn't make it stick. Daffler going to take second right back from Detweiler. But up front, Szerszynski's mounting a charge. He is running away with this one here. White flag this time. Oh, man, we got a battle for second here. It's going to be a photo finish at the line. Never mind the winner. Szerszynski is out by a mile here. Slide job from Detweiler. Detweiler back to the bottom. Who's got the second spot? It's Darren Detweiler at the line. Holy cow, race fans. Darren Detweiler by less than a 100th of a second, just over a 100th of a second over Aaron Daffler. Takes the second spot. 4th went to Steven Goldner. 5th went to Mike Keegan. 6th to Richie Preston. 7th to Zarfos. 8th to Tyson Landis. What a finish for the second transfer spot there. We saw heat race number 4 next to come out of the lineup chute here. Rolling off on the pole, looks like it's going to be Matthew Croak in the number 2, Robert Boggs in the 51, Randy Shreves in the 56, Daniel Zegers in the number 8, Mason Hannigan in the 1, Rusty Kruger, last year's points champion, in the number 5, George Streaker Jr., another one of those sponsor drivers out of West Friendship, Maryland, representing Streaking Racing, Sunny Solar, Clearview Farm, and AAB Drain Cleaning. Again, that is George Streaker Jr. in the number 17. Rounding out the field here for heat race number 4 will be Peyton Grice in the number 72 machine here. As the iRacing Savvy Silverado Pace Truck comes around to take the 1 to go to green. This time by for heat race number 4. We've seen 3 action-packed heat races so far, ladies and gentlemen. This one is sure to not disappoint as well. From the home of the Gator Trophy, the Volusia Speedway Park, one of the best racetracks in the world, bar none. And it is proving to you why that is the case here tonight, as we are 3 heat races in, and we've still got 2 or 3 to go. 2 to go here. Heats 4 and 5 to go to determine who all is going to go to the dash here at Volusia. Round 1. As I stated earlier, round 1 this season, and it could not be any more action-packed. These guys look like they waited all off-season long to get back on the loud pedal here with the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series.
Ready, green flag.
As your leader, he's going to fire off a 4. Looked like a really good restart there from Matthew Croak, out to about a 7-car length advantage already, as we're 3 wide behind him, battling for the second spot. Shreves looks like he's going to take it for now. Right behind him, Zegers and Croak out to a commanding lead here as he leads lap number 1. Big beating and banging behind him. 51 machine Robert Boggs, 92 Peyton Grice, 56 Randy Shreves. They're all packed up together even more to the Hornets Nest. Big contact, big spin behind him. George Streaker goes around, up and over and upside down for the driver of the number 17. That is catastrophe for Streaker. He's going to be effectively out of this one, but not out of it just yet. He's got a consolation race left to go. Tough break there for George Streaker Jr. But back out front, it's Matthew Croak's number 2 leading the way here for, make it 5 in the books this time. Not often you see a sprint car go topsy-turvy, but there we saw it as the 17 of George Streaker Jr. did a little bit of a do-si-do around and pull, and now his race car is upside down. Battle for the lead, however. Zegers in the 8, Croak in the 2, Hannigan in the 1X. Mason Hannigan, a mainstay here with DOB. looking to the bottom side. Remember last year he dominated in the big block modifieds. This season looks to do it in both vehicles here on Thursday nights. 3-car battle for the lead, might be a 4-car battle as Shreves puts his name in the hat. White flag, one more trip around the half mile here, as it looks like Zegers might have it all said and done, but it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and she ain't singing yet. Hannigan, one last shot, around 4, not gonna do it. It's Daniel Zegers winning heat number 4, followed by Mason Hannigan. Matthew Croak, Randy Shreves, Rusty Kruger, not the run that he was looking for there in that heat. He'll finish 5th. Peyton Grice, 6th. Robert Boggs, 7th. George Streaker Jr. will finish in the 8th spot. Heat number 5 up next out of the lineup chute. Joshua Cotton's 87 going to roll us off on the point. Michael Heileman's number 911 going to be 2nd. Michael Sheridan's number 15 rolls off from inside row 2. Justin Stoltz outside row 2. Vinny Sansoni going to lead off row number 3. Ty Williams is 37 to his outside in row number 4. John Bragman, Brett Rawls rounding out heat race number 5. Quickly before we get into the consolation races, those are going to be action-packed. Ladies and gentlemen, do not change the channel until everything is said and done, until the fat lady sings here at Volusia, because this one is about to be hot and heavy. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong as the iRacing pace truck comes around. Going to take one to go to green this time by. So this, a little bit funky here. This field doing something different than most of the fields of cars that we've seen so far tonight have done. They are about a half a straightaway behind the iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck, which is an interesting move here. A bold strategy by Joshua Cotton, pun intended there. It is a bold strategy. Cotton going to give the 911 of Michael Heileman a little bit of a know-it-all, or a know-how of when the 87 is going to try and fire. Possibly as soon as that truck goes off. It's either going to be that or he's going to wait until he gets into the restart zone as they're looking for the Dryden billboards on the side of the track. Hits the restart zone. Bragman, Heileman, Sheridan all on the loud pedal here as Cotton's out to about a 4-car length advantage, and we've got one hemorrhaging spots already. That is the 33 of Vinny Sansoni trying the bottom, catfishing down there, trying to pick up some loose change at the bottom of the Volusia Speedway Park. Up in front of him, though, 2-3 wide all over the racetrack. Cotton not running away, however. Michael Sheridan reels him in like he's got a great white shark on the line. Sheridan gonna be within a car length and a half here as we complete 2 laps on to lap number 3. Michael Heileman now in the mix. Your top 4 and transferring to the A-Main so far. Stoltz, Heileman, Sheridan, Cotton. Could change dramatically, however. We've got 5 laps to go next time by. As the battle for the race lead starts to heat up. Sheridan peaks, doesn't make a move this time. Yes, he will. Off of turn number 4. Gonna look to the bottom. Might see a slide job out of number 15. Yes, we will. Slide job to the top out of Sheridan. 87 not gonna be in position to fire back. Cotton ran it just a little bit wonky there in 1 and 2, and he's going to give up the lead to Michael Sheridan, who's going to take it 6 laps here. 6 laps going to be in the books next time by. Coming to the 2 to go signal from the flagman. Stoltz now being pressured for the final transfer spot. That's the biggest battle on the racetrack right now. Vinny Sansoni, as well as Ty Williams, looking for the 4th spot away from Stoltz. Stoltz going to give it up for the time being. Gonna try and race him back down the back straightaway. He hits the wall. He's all up in the wall. Stoltz can't get off of it. He's got a magnet on the race car, and he's gonna take the white flag now in the 5th position. Not at all what the 23 wanted. Up in front of him, Ty Williams looks like he's gonna steal the final transfer spot, and up front it's Michael Sheridan winning heat race number 5, your final heat race of the night. Wow, what a set of heat races we just saw here from the DLB 410 Sprint cars. And that sets us up for a 20-car B-Main, ladies and gentlemen. 12 laps. Top 4 will tag the end of the field here as they take to the staging lanes now. Looks like it's going to roll off in the order that follows. Christopher Lynn Gonna roll off on the point here for this 12-lap B main. John Lopresto. Outside of him, row number 2, Mike Keegan, Rusty Kruger. Both experienced veteran drivers looking to get into the A main by way of the B main here tonight. Row number 3, Justin Stoles, Robert Satterfield. Row number 4, Patrick Spangler, Richie Preston. Row number 5, Patrick Grice, Vinny Sansone. Row number 6, Carl Streaker and Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 7, Jeremy Zarfos, Robert Boggs. Row number 8, Brett Rolls, Ryan Vella. Row number 9, Jeremy Weigel, Tyson Landis. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, row number 10 of a consolation race, George Streaker Jr. and Sean Bragman. It's not every day you see 20 cars take to the track for a B main, and we are in for a lights out killer show here for 12 laps. 4 cars transferring to the back of the A main here tonight. So it looks like that will be the one to go sign here. Let us know in the comments, guys. Write it down below if you guys are riding with that 7 machine of Christopher Lynn or anybody else in this B main to try and get it done here. 12 laps the distance, top 4. Again, go to the backside of the A main. So guys, let us know down in the comments below who of these drivers are going to transfer to the A main here tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park to do battle with the stars and the cars of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. A lot of these guys are brand new to the series, and some of these guys uncharacteristically in the B main. Pace truck off the racing surface. 7 machine of Lynn pulls the trigger, but he's got the 74 right alongside him here as we head off into 1 and 2 for the first time of 12 here in the B main. Boy, oh boy, back behind Lynn, it is a hornet's nest once again. We got a slap smothered and covered as we head down the front straightaway. Big contact back behind Christopher Lynn. Not exactly sure who it was, but it brings out a caution for the very first time on the evening. It looks like we're involving drivers such as, let's see, Richie Preston involved, Peyton Grice involved, Vinny Sansone involved, Patrick Spangler involved. So a lot of very, very talented drivers here caught up very early on in the B main from Volusia. So tough luck for them, but good luck for some of those guys that were running up front so far after 1 lap here under pace. Your lineup is Christopher Lynn, John Lopresto, Mike Keegan, Rusty Kruger. Still the top 4 here with 1 lap scored in the books. In a B main, which is very, very uncharacteristic for both Rusty Kruger and Mike Keegan, both mainstays in the top 5 last season. Of course, Rusty Kruger was your season 14 DOB Sprint Car champion, looking to be, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd repeat winner for the series. I know that it was done at least 1 time, but it may be done again if Rusty Kruger can have the same season that he had last year, but right now it's unfortunately not looking likely, at least as far as week number 1 is concerned, as Kruger finds himself in a B main facing extreme adversity here. Only 1 lap into the 12 scheduled for the B main. So 1 to green this time by as the popsicle stick held high in the air by the flagman here at the virtual Volusia Speedway Park in Barberville, Florida, home to tonight's rendition of both the DOB 410 sprint cars and DOB big block modifieds that you guys will see just a little bit later on. So remember, once this event has concluded, do not change the channels on the YouTubes or the Facebook lives, as we will be staying here at Volusia, getting the big blocks rolled out and getting him on the track for your guys' viewing pleasure. As here with the 410 sprints, the green flag gonna fly once again. La Presto, Lynn and company all on loud pedals here as they head down the back straightaway for now the second time. Kruger up into the third spot. Oh, contact there between La Presto and Kruger down on the bottom. Both of them like what they saw on the bottom, but neither of them could make it stick. But now the battle for the lead. Mike Keegan going to be your current leader. La Presto making it work on the bottom side here. Top shelf versus bottom shelf. La Presto not going to have the run this time, as it looks like Stoles is right back in it. That number 23 going in the right direction right now, as he's now pressuring race leader Mike Keegan back behind them. La Presto still holds second. Kruger is on the verge of getting into tonight's A main, riding in the fourth spot. Remember, top four go straight to the feature event behind them. Benny Sansone, the first car out, looking in. Whoa, contact with the wall. 23, another big wreck on the front straightaway, collects about 5, 6, 7 cars here at Volusia. What a oh my gosh, what a catastrophic form of events there for Justin Stoles in the number 23. That surely will take him out of A-main contention here tonight, as well as possibly Rusty Kruger and a few more. That was a hard lick to the outside wall there for Justin Stoles. Got the corner just a little bit wrong. Collects almost half of the field, including Kruger and Sansone, who were both the first car, or the last car in and the first car out. They both, let's see if they can get their spots back here. Ooh, Rusty Kruger now in pit road. So Rusty Kruger, an unhappy camper here tonight, a driver that we've grown accustomed to seeing in the top 5 and 3 here with DOB. Gonna be a bad week for that driver. Points wise, this does not look like he will make the A main event here tonight at Volusia. So unfortunate for him, but fortunate for some other guys that may not have made it in otherwise. Patrick Spangler in the 051 now assumes the last car in position into the top 4 here, and then right behind him outside looking in, Tyson Landis in the 91, or Tyson Landis in the 31, and Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91. Up in front of them looks like the 35 Mike Keegan continues to lead here with 7 laps in the books of 12 for this B main event. Just to reiterate, Rusty Kruger not a happy camper here. Gonna take a DNF here in the B main, not gonna make the A main, so uncharacteristic from that driver. Hopefully we'll see him back in even better next week as we head to the Knoxville Raceway up in Knoxville, Iowa. Green flag back out here on the racetrack. Down and away we go. Keegan out to a commanding lead. La Presto still hard charging on the bottom to try and take it away from him. Battle for third. Oh, more contact. 91 into the 31 machine. 91 up into the wall. He's going to get hard into the outside wall. He's going to be stuck on it down the back straightaway. That is a bad omen for Ernie Williams Jr. He's able to keep it going in the right direction, but not anywhere near where he wants to be. Battle steer for the third spot. Sansone took it. Spangler wants it back. Behind them, their next challenger will be Jeremy Zarfos outside looking in, a driver we've grown accustomed as well to seeing in the top 10 here with DOB. Not in the mix for a top 4 spot here in the B main. Sansone holding 4th now as Spangler goes around him. A slide job out of Spangler. Off of 4 we go. White flag this time. One more trip to do it for Mike Keegan to roll off 21st. 22nd would go to La Presto. 23rd would go to Spangler. 24th to Sansone as we sit. Sansone slides it in one more time. Not going to be enough. Keegan going to win it. La Presto second. Going to be Spangler third. Sansoni fourth, Zarfos fifth, the first one on the outside looking in, so unfortunate for him. And then another one of your sponsors, George Streaker Jr., in the number 17. Again, that driver out of West Friendship, Maryland, driving the Streaking Racing Sunny Solar Clearview Farm. AAB Drain Cleaning number 17 will not make the main event here tonight. Unfortunately, Jeremy Weigel, another driver that'll have to watch it from the stands. Justin Stoles was looking good, and now not so much. John Bragman finished in the 9th spot. Tyson Landis finished in the 10th spot. Robert Boggs, 11th. Carl Streaker, another one of your sponsor drivers, will finish in, I believe, the 12th spot there for Streaker. And then drivers that did not finish the race: Ernie Williams Jr., Rusty Kruger, Robert Satterfield, Christopher Lynn, Richie Preston, Peyton Grice, Brett Rolls, Ryan Vella, to round out 20 cars that were supposed to take the green flag there. As race director Chris Roberts goes over the redraw here with his guys, let's take a second to tell you guys how this all works. We're about to have a 6-shooter dash, as I like to call it, or a 6-car dash, 6 cars, 6 laps here with DLB 410 sprint cars. These guys are all putting their numbers into a random number generator. Chris will tell them where they're going to start for this dash, and we will find out momentarily where these guys did end up drawing for the 6-shooter dash. And then that's going to set your lineup of your top 6. The way this dash finishes will set your lineup for the top 6 of the 35-lap main event. So the action's still hot, heavy, quick, fast, and in a hurry here from the Volusia Speedway Park. So we are just about to get ready for the dash. If you guys will just take a second, keep taking a look around this beautiful sim version of the Volusia Speedway Park, I will step away for just a second to go grab a glass of water, and I will be right back. We'll be right back with you guys here momentarily, right before the dash gets underway. Well, now that we're all nice and hydrated, I urge you guys to stay hydrated right along with me as the 6-shooter dash about to begin. Here's the green flag flies from the Volusia Speedway Park. These guys off into turns 1 and 2. It's not showing me who's in the race for some reason. As it looks like Michael Sheridan going to be your current leader here. Right behind him, Daniel Ziegler. Sorry for those technical difficulties there for just a second, but we've got hot action all over the racetrack here. The voice is nice and worked up as we complete lap number 2. On to lap number 3 as the battle for the lead continues with 3 cars all vying for position, ladies and gentlemen. Ziegers, Sheridan, Carenta, Eiler, McLaughlin, they're all in the mix here. It looks like we've got 8 cars here in the dash tonight as they are all topsy-turvy, trading positions back and forth. 4 laps in the books. Looks like it's going to be 2 to go this time. By big slide job out of Braden Eiler. Back there for position number 4. Going to be 2 to go this time as we are still hot and heavy all over the racing surface here at Volusia. Might have a battle for the lead before this thing's all said and done. Sheridan alongside Ziegers. Ziegers going to challenge for the lead at the white flag one more time. around the Volusia Speedway Park. Ziegler's hard into the wall. Sheridan lost some grip on the bottom, was a little bit slidey coming off the corners. Who's gonna have it? The bottom shelf or the top shelf? Here's we come off of 4. Give it to Sheridan at the line. Ziegler second, Eiler, Carenta trading 3rd and 4th. Hannigan, Sabaski 4th and 5th. 6th goes to Detweiler. 7th goes to Strzinski, and 8th to Joshua Cotton. As ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're gonna take a couple of seconds here to run out some of the short warm-up session these guys are gonna be able to have. Let's see if any of these extra drivers are able to put up a lap anywhere close to any of these guys that were in the 6-shooter dash. As so far in the warm-up, Hannigan the fastest lap so far in the warm-up. Again, this track is about, give or take, let's see, go back to the qualifying times, give or take, the track is a little over a 1.5 seconds off of what it was at when we started. So that is a big drop off here. Mason Hannigan was the fastest at a 14.456 during the dash. Michael Sheridan, although he ended up winning it, was at a 14.535. So Hannigan may have had the fastest lap, but Hannigan did not finish anywhere near where he wanted to in that dash. The rest of these guys running low to mid 15s. Some of them up into the 14s, so this track's slowing down a little bit, but that is going to open it up to see racing from bottom groove to top groove here in beautiful sunny Barberville, Florida, here at the Volusia Speedway Park with the DOB 410 sprint cars, as it looks like Chris is going to give them just a couple more minutes of warm-ups here to get that racing groove nice and spread out. We are in for some slide job city action, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like this will be the white flag on the warm-up session here for the combatants of the DOB sprint cars. Looks like we're taking, I believe, what will this be, 24 cars? Yep, 24 cars into the A main event as the session is advanced. The cars are being told to exit the racing surface. They're going to line them up, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time this season, in Season 15, it is time to bring to you your DOB 410 Sprint Cars starting grid for their 35-lap main event here from Volusia, rolling off on the pole. I don't believe it'll be Chris Sabaski. I believe it'll be Michael Sheridan after winning the heat, or winning the 6-shooter dash. So this is where it always gets tricky with DOB. The boards that we're shown is not reiterating what is correct, so we'll go from 9th on back. Rolling off 9th will be Mason Hannigan's number 1. 10th, Joshua Cotton. 11th, Chris Roberts. 12th, Kenny Miller. 13th, Aaron Daffler. 14th, Matthew Croak. 15th, Michael Heileman. 16th, Joshua Steinke. 17th, Kyle Stoltz. 18th, Stephen Goldner. 19th, Randy Shreves. 20th, Ty Williams. 21st, Mike Keegan. 22nd, John LaPresto. Patrick Spangler, Vinny Sansoni going to round out the field, and we're going to see your top 6 here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us for 1 second here as they get realigned in the top 10. So you guys will see the one to go come whenever the iRacing pace truck decides to dip down off of the racing surface. That will be used to clear black flags and all for the main event. So it will be Michael Sheridan rolling off on the pole. Daniel Ziegers. Oh, well, looks like we're not going to have that one extra pace lap here tonight. 35 laps will be the distance. Ziegers second. Eiler third. Carente will be 4th. 5th will go Hannigan. 6th will go Sabaski. 7th will go Detweiler. 8th will go Strzinski. Ninth will go Cotton. 10th will go McLaughlin. And then Roberts and the gang will lead us off 11th on back. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup. Then they are going to put on a 35-lap spectacular here from the Volusia Speedway Park. And it's just about time to feel the thunder and hear the noise off of 4. Zegers, along with Sheridan, going to fire. Feel the thunder as we head off into turns 1 and 2. Already 2 and 3 wide all over the high banks of the Volusia Speedway Park here in Barberville, Florida. This place doesn't get any better than this. These guys, you can't put a piece of paper between them as they head off down the back straightaway here, working lap number 2. Your leader, still Sheridan. Eiler up to second. Back behind them, Zegers, Corrente, Hannigan. They all fight for position, and there's the first yellow of the night. Not quite sure who it was just yet. Looks like Randy Shreves will be the guilty party here. Got into turns 3 and 4 just a little too hot there. In contact with another driver and around he went, so Shreves will take the penalty here on lap number 2 of the A main. He'll go to the back of the pack. I believe the other driver involved was Steven Goldner. Wait, no, it was not Steven Goldner in the 30. Matthew Croak was the other driver involved there. Tough break for both of those guys here at the very beginning, but luckily for them, still going to be about 33 laps to go to try and make some of that time back. Looks like the 1 to go stick held high in the air by the flagman here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Your leader still going to be Michael Sheridan. Sheridan has led both 2 laps that we have completed thus far. Looks like we're going to have a single file restart here with these 410 sprint cars. Something that a lot of people aren't very used to seeing. They're used to seeing either Delaware Dixie starts or your standard double file restart, but here looks like we're going to be single file all the way out with the DOB 410 sprint car. Sheridan looks at his restart zone here. He thinks about when he's going to fire. He's got it locked in his mind. Eiler going to do his best mimicking impression here to try and time it up just right. Sheridan on the loud pedal pulls the trigger. We're back underway here from Volusia. Lap number 3 now going into the books. 3 wide already for the second spot. Zegers threw it in there. Correnta was on the bottom. Back behind them. 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back, ladies and gentlemen. These guys picking up business right where they left off business here at Volusia. Give lap number 3. Oh, man, a big caution here. It's like, oh, man, Alex Szerzynski involved in that one. Let's see exactly what happened to Szerzynski here. Ooh, come down into the 3D of Darren Detweiler. Detweiler then collected by another driver, so a second incident here. 2 laps apart. Both incidents 2 laps apart so far. So these guys need to go ahead and straighten this one up if they want to get in the full 35 here from Volusia. Already 6 minutes have gone by here in the main event. And it looks like your leader will now be Braden Eiler in the 005 machine, as he was able to get around Michael Sheridan's number 15 on the last completed lap. So we look to be still under caution here, as the pace truck hasn't quite made up his mind here as the lights go out this time, for Braden Eiler and company, Eiler has led now 2 official laps. Sheridan, your first 2 laps, led. Behind him, Zegers was battling for the lead, as well as Ross Carrenta in the number 10. So 4 cars have already stuck their nose in there, and we've got plenty of room for many, many more, including Mason Hannigan, the man who dominated half the season in the big modifieds, looking to do it this year in the 410 sprint cars. Other than that, Eiler on the loud pedal, green flag back in the air here, and Sheridan, Carrenta, and company have a lot of work to do if they want to get around Eiler's number 005. As look at the run that 005 has into turns 3 and 4. The 3-4 complex here at Volusia, so tricky, but Eiler masters it, comes off and down and away with about a 7-car length advantage, but he's in the wall this time. Hard into the wall when Eiler. No love lost, though, as he continues that half a straightaway advantage over Sheridan and company as they all battle now for the 2nd position, and everybody besides your leader riding the bottom of the racetrack here at Volusia. The first other driver to get up on the top side has been Mason Hannigan. Hannigan rode the wall in 1 and 2, but back down and rode the bottom in 3 and 4. Could this be a telltale sign of who might win this race here tonight? As Eiler not giving up charge here. He sticks to the top side the whole way around, except for that time. Now floating the bottom of 1 and 2. Expertly, however, behind him, a 4-car pack battle for 2nd here. Sheridan, Hannigan, Carrenta, Zegers, all right there, all with their names in the hat here at Volusia tonight. But Mason Hannigan looks like he's got the muscle on the top side to hopefully get around all 3 of these guys in one fell swoop, unless he gets up into the wall, and that's exactly what he did. Hannigan jumps the cushion, but still pulls 3 wide down the backstretch. Eiler was in the wall last time in 3 and 4. He's going to keep it off the wall this time. What was a 4-car battle for 2nd now has become a 5 and 6-car battle. For the 2nd spot is enter Chris Sabaski and Joshua Cotton, the 6th and 7th place runners. Back behind them, we've still got amazing racing going on inside the top 10 and top 15. Stoltz, LaPresso, Goldner, McLaughlin, they all battle for positions 10 on back, and they continue to do so now. A little bit single file here as the race starting to tick off some laps, but it's 3 wide for 2nd. Give it to Hannigan down the back straightaway. Right behind him, Zegers, Sheridan, still locked horn, still like raging bulls off of turn 4. Back to 3 wide we go in turns 1 and 2. Zegers, Hannigan, still right there together. Hannigan, Zegers, Sheridan, now Carrenta back in the mix. Sabaski there as well. 14 laps in the books, working lap 15 here. But your leader, Braden Eiler, he's come to the test and he's passing it so far up to a 2.1 second advantage over Mason Hannigan. So how long will it be before Braden Eiler starts working lap traffic here at Volusia, and will it play a factor as the next man up, Alex Zerzinski, your 22nd position runner currently, is going to be the first car that is caught by race leader Braden Eiler. As we've still got a big battle for 2nd here. Hannigan holds it. Sabassi and Sheridan both won it. Hannigan not able to reel in your leader at all so far. Back behind him, still 2 wide for the 3rd spot. Now 2 wide for the 5th spot. Cotton, Zegers now is falling back a little bit. The Catfish, Chris Roberts, now sticking his name in the hat. Contact between the 8 machine and the 27. And up and over goes Zegers. Definitely going to bring out a caution here. No caution so far as Zegers is off of the racing surface, but he's over the wall. And the caution will now wave, possibly for a different incident than the one involving the 8 machine of Zegers. I believe it involved the 51 of Patrick Spangler. getting some contact between he and the possibly, not exactly sure who else was involved, but there was some contact there. Oh, Mike Keegan in the 35 was the other car involved in that incident there. But the big incident that did not draw a caution there, Daniel Zegers had a little bit of contact with, I believe it may have been the one of Mason Hannigan and or the 15 of Michael Sheridan going into turns 1 and 2, shot him straight up the track, and he went up and over the wall. I saw Chris Roberts down there on the bottom. I believe it was Sheridan in the middle and Zegers up top, and Zegers caught a little bit of pinball action, went up and over the wall, and he is now unfortunately possibly out of this main event. 20 laps in the books, setting us up for now a 15-lap dash to see who's going to take the points here in week number 1 of the 15th season for the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, nobody has been able to touch Braden Eiler in the 005. So the 1 to go was given last time. My lights are out on the racing surface here. Eiler, Hannigan, Sheridan, Sabassi, Roberts, your top 5 here. Good run for the Catfish tonight. Chris Roberts is 93, working on the bottom side. Up front, Eiler's going to have all day and all night to hit the fire button. He does so, pulls the trigger. We're back underway here at Volusia. What a restart for your leader, but Hannigan on the bottom is going to fire right back out of turn number 2. Down the back straight we go for the 21st time here tonight at Volusia, and we're single file for now. Hannigan has the bottom rolling, but oh man, Eiler is just so good on the top side. But at the same time, Eiler flirting with disaster each and every lap. One slap to the wall could be catastrophic for the driver of the 005 out of the great state of Pennsylvania, putting it on for the posse here tonight at Volusia. So far with 24 laps in the books, in a battle for second now, Hannigan, Sheridan go to battle. They lock horns into 3 and 4. This being the 24th time coming to complete 24 this time, make it lap 25. This time for Braden Eiler, back behind him. Looks like we've almost had a change for second, but Hannigan going to fight right back on the bottom, and another caution will fly here at Volusia in the DOB 410 Sprint Cars. It's going to be Ross Carenta upside down. It was an absolutely huge pileup. Let's see if we can get everybody involved here. Looks like the 41 of Aaron Daffler, the 10 of Ross Carenta, the 30 of Steven Golder, the 24 of Kitty Miller, the 33 of Vinny Sansone, and the 11 of Zach McLaughlin, all involved there. Daffler almost away scot-free. I think John LaPresta was involved as well as Kyle Stoles. So about a 7-car incident there. 25 laps in here at Volusia, setting us up 10 laps. Going to be the distance when we resume action from the fastest dirt half-mile racetrack in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So the 1 to go has been given this time by lights are out on the iRacing Chevy Silverado Pace Truck 4-liter Braden Eiler for perhaps our final restart of the night here with the 410 Sprint Cars from Volusia. Possibly going to have 1 or 2 more, however, as this one has been a topsy-turvy race from beginning to our current standing. 25 laps in the books. Sheridan third, Sabassi fourth, Roberts still fifth here. So your top 5 hasn't changed from the last restart. Eiler pulls the trigger off a 4. Green flag back in the air here at Volusia. Hannigan right back to the bottom here as we head off down the back straightaway. The back chute, it's where it's at for Mason Hannigan. He pulls to the race lead, but Eiler able to fight back on the outside. Top side still working. Eiler, your leader across the line. 26 laps in the books now. Look back behind them. The 3-car battle for third here. Sheridan, Sabassi, Roberts, and Steinke now making his way into the mix here. Some names that we don't normally see with the DOB410 sprint cars. 27 laps now in the books. Eiler still leads, but that 1 car of Hannigan, he is right there down the back stretch. Hannigan may have known the top side was going to go away. He pulls a slide job on Eiler in 3 and 4. Eiler going to pull one back of his own. No, he's not going to stick to the bottom. Hannigan thought he was going to go back down to the bottom to get back around him. Smart driving there by Braden Eiler. Able to plug up all of the momentum of the one machine of Mason Hannigan. Enter Sheridan into the mix. Right behind him, now in the 4th spot, is Joshua Steinke. Chris Roberts still holds down the top 5. Cotton and Sabassi go to work to see who's going to take the 6th spot away from each other. Sabassi going to have it on the bottom side. Back behind them, Goldner, Lepresto fight for position as well. There is no shortage of action here at Volusia as the battle for the race lead continues to muster on. 31 laps going to be in the books next time by. Going to be 4 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a barn burner for the finish. A barn burner indeed. It's what it looks like it's shaping up to be here. As Eiler continues now, about a 5, 6, 7 car length advantage over Mason Hannigan. Sheridan right back in the mix. Steinke working the top side, trying to catch up to your leaders currently. And now Eiler looks like he might have been saving his stuff because he is mounting a charge and he is running away from Mason Hannigan's number 1 car. Lap 34 here, 2 to go. This time going to be white flag for the Pennsylvania native, Braden Eiler, out of turn number 4. So a first-time name here with the DOB410 sprint car starting the season off hot as it looks right now. He heads down the back chute into 3 and 4 for the very final time. Putting on for the Pennsylvania posse tonight at Volusia. It's Braden Eiler winning it off of turn number 4. He will beat out the likes of Mason Hannigan, Michael Sheridan, Joshua Steinke, Chris Roberts rounding out the top 5. Chris Sabassi, John Lepresto, Joshua Cotton, Steven Goldner, Kyle Stoltz rounding out the top 10. 11th, Aaron Daffler. 12th, Mike Keegan bouncing back from an earlier incident. 13th went to Patrick Spangler. 14th went to Ty Williams. 15th went to Zach McLaughlin. 16th, Randy Shreve. 17th, Matthew Croak. 18th, Alex Szerzynski. 19th, Kenny Miller. 20th went to Ross Carenta. And rounding out the field, the final 4 finishers here tonight: Vinny Sansoni, Daniel Zegers, Darren Tetweiler, and Michael Heileman rounding out your field of 24 cars. As it looks like now we're just going to wait on our, let's see, there he is. Tonight's race winner here at Sam would be so kind as to drag him on in the booth here. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and unmute that mic. Tonight's race winner for the season premiere of the DOB410 Sprint Car Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Braden Eiler putting on for the posse as the Pennsylvania driver gets it done here tonight at the fastest half-mile dirt track in the world. Braden, what a run for you. You had it figured out on the top side. Part of me honestly thought it would go away there towards the end, but somehow you made it stick, and you put it in victory lane.
Yeah, well, I will start off. I am not classified as posse.
Well, you might as well be. Everybody from Pennsylvania's in the posse, buddy.
All joking aside, yeah, I knew 1 and 2 at least, I knew the top was gonna go away eventually, and I knew all it was gonna take was just one restart, and then that was in the bottom can gain more momentum. I really wish it would have went green from that, I don't know, 25 lap point or wherever I had the big lead at. But I knew that bottom 1 and 2 was gonna come eventually. Mainly just I saw a slick starting to just chop away at the grip that was up there in 1 and 2, and that's kind of huge here at this track is just grip and momentum. And then eventually Mason got a run on me. I knew he was starting to get runs on me down there, and he finally cleared me, and he left himself in a position where I could sneak down there and take the bottom for myself. And I just kind of kept switching lines, bottom, top, and 1 and 2, just whatever I felt comfortable with at the moment. But it was definitely going to start switching there towards the end.
Definitely, and you and Mason, in your own rights, put on a fantastic race for the lead there at one point. And bringing up your name here, a name that's semi new to the DOB, the 410 series in general. Is this something, now that you've won your first race here this season? Is this something that you think that you'll continue to follow throughout the year? Maybe take home a points championship at the end of it all?
Yeah, I'm already a champion in the series, so yeah, I'm going for points probably as long as nothing gets in the way of it. But yeah, I've been DOB since, heck, I don't know how long. It's been a long time.
Well, otherwise, our fans haven't seen you yet, but they are now beginning to know the name Braden Eiler. Braden, congratulations on your week one win here, and we very, very much look forward to seeing you next week from the Knoxville Raceway.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for stepping up and broadcasting this, and also thanks to Chris for bringing this back for the winter. Summer months, I think we all needed a break. Everybody's getting outside, so car counts probably wasn't going to be the greatest, but I'm glad it's back for the winter season.
Well, any other sponsors you want to shout out before we let you go here, Braden?
Yeah, huge thanks to Matthew Henniger at Wicked Energy Gum, and definitely a big supporter of sim racing. Wicked Cushion, everybody at O is Up Sim Sport, Roofco Indy, Hergot Real Estate, BS Airlines, Overlaw Photography. There's just a ton of people that help out on the Elbows Up team. So just all sponsors, and thank you everybody for putting this deal on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A word with tonight's winner of the 410 portion of our broadcast, Mr. Braden Allen. Braden, once again, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
So that does it for your winner, Braden Eiler. Heading back down. Heading back down to pit side here, we're going to now have a word with your second place finisher tonight, Mr. Mason Hannigan. Mason, a mainstay like you here with DOB to do it in both the big blocks as we saw last season as well as the sprint cars as we saw last season. You come back with a very, very hot start here tonight at Volusia. Got to get the confidence up just a little bit.
Yeah, to run second to Braden's pretty good. I felt like I had him out of four that one slider I had, and after he crossed me up, I knew he was probably over after I showed him the bottom. So he just ran a good race, smart race, and a hard race too. I mean, he's beating a wall down in one. I'm not that way. So props to him. Good run to Michael, and yeah, that was a fun race.
It absolutely was. It was a blast to watch, a blast to call, and we came into tonight expecting some big numbers here. But I mean, dude, over 36 drivers showed up, and to know that you finished second out of all of them, gotta do good things for the head here leading into next week. We go into a very, very tricky Knoxville Raceway. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, I enjoy Knoxville as long as it's on the bottom. So if it's not on the bottom, then I'm not gonna enjoy it. But yeah, all I can pray is that it's on the bottom, and if it is, then we'll be all right. But we'll go from this week and see how next week starts up.
Well, Mason, the good thing is you'll come out of this week very, very good in the point standings ahead of next week's return to the Knoxville Raceway. But before we let you go here tonight and celebrate your second place finish, who are we thinking on that race car?
Black Knight Motorsports. I can't think of guys enough. Tim Sims, Fat Zywer, UDTV, Velocity Race Designs, and can't thank Chris and everybody at DOB, and you guys for broadcasting it. And we're gonna see what we got in these big blocks. First time I've ran Volusia in I don't know how many years, but in a big block, it's gonna be odd.
Well, it's going to be odd, but it's going to be interesting to watch. We very much look forward to seeing you here in just a little bit, as well as next week at Knoxville. Congratulations on your second place finish. Ladies and gentlemen, your second place man, Mason Hannigan.
Hey,
So that does it for Hannigan and Eiler. Now it's Michael Sheridan's turn as we stay down here pit side as our broadcast partner, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, pulls him on into the broadcast booth here. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend here. Third place finisher tonight, Michael Sheridan. Michael, a good solid run there. You guys battling for second, third, fourth, fifth looked like an absolute hornet's nest. Take us through what it was like from the driver's seat.
Intense. Definitely intense. Had to be patient, and the guys in this league, they run extremely clean. They run hard, so you don't have pretty much nothing to worry about when you're racing that close. So it's just give everybody room and just race hard. And yeah, that was it was pretty crazy. It was a lot of fun.
It was, and we saw it from heat race to feature. And speaking of heat races, earlier on in the night, we saw a lot of guys running mostly and mainly the top side of the racetrack. And then at the very start of the A feature, it seemed like everybody had decided that they wanted to go to the bottom besides a couple of guys. Was that so much were the track conditions that far apart from the way they were in the heats, or was that more of like a setup decision to try and run the bottom there for your likes?
I think for me, going from the heat, pretty much they're always going to be mainly top dominant. Obviously, when you get a lot of cars like we had tonight, you can start to see, usually by the fourth or fifth heat, that you can start venturing to the bottom. And when I was running second there for a while in the heat, I knew I was gaining on him, and then I knew once I could get a slider on him, then it was, clear sailing basically. But then once we got into the feature, I kind of was going off of how it was in that dash, where I pretty much stayed on the bottom because I kept hearing, cars next to me. So I pretty much had no choice but to stay down there because I didn't think I was going to clear anybody. And I got the win there. So I kind of figured, that's the place to be, and ran there for, I want to say it was about 4 or 5 laps until Braden got by me. And then I kind of watched him check out. And once that happened, then it was kind of search and figure out where to run. But yeah.
Well, either way, it was a good race by all three of your top 3 drivers here tonight. Michael, next week we head to Knoxville, which is even trickier than this place. And as much as I want to say we're going to see some bottom to top racing, if you look at Knoxville, usually it looks like we're going to be in for some heavy cushion pushing next Thursday night.
Yeah, there will be guys running up there for sure. Myself, I like to be on the bottom there. That's where I always feel most comfortable. I think we're going to see a lot of top and bottom in that race, kind of going off of DOB's last Knoxville Nationals. There was guys kind of all over the place, and I think that place typically runs like that. So I think we'll see kind of top, even potentially middle and bottom in that race next week.
Well, hopefully it's just as good of a race as it was in the past, and hopefully for your sake, it's just as good of a race for you as it was tonight. Michael, before we let you go and celebrate here tonight, who are we thinking on the race car?
Thanking, first of all, my teammates with the Brent Marks Racing Sim team, M&M Painting and Construction, Babs Auto Paints and Supply, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel, K1 Race Gear, Wicked Cushion Esports, Wicked Cushion, Wolf Run Landscapes, Mama's Pizza of Wellsville. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks for DOB to put this on, and congrats to Braden on the win and Mason on second place.
All right. Well, Michael, once again, congratulations. We'll see you next week at Knoxville, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for your top 3. Michael, once again, congratulations as he heads on off. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to venture on to the big block modifieds here at Volusia for week 1 of season 2 for the DOB big blocks. We're not changing scenery, but we are changing cars, so give us just one moment. We're going to have a couple of quick words from our sponsors. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you back from Volusia. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the lights have gone out and the big blocks have come to play here at the Volusia Speedway Park, the fastest half-mile dirt track in the world, as we get right into qualifying here with the DOB Big Block Modified Series, season number 2, round number 1. Looks like a couple of names that we didn't see with the 410s are going to be here with the big blocks. Zachary Barnsley out there in his number 11. Brett Rolls back again after running with the 410s. Jonathan Lowe, Zach McLaughlin, John Bregman, Jeff Sharp, Braden Eiler, Mike Keegan, Tyler Lugo Vickery, a member of ESBN, is also in this race. So that number 10 car you may be seeing on your screen now is Tyler Vickery, one of our staff members here. Nathan Krapowski, Nathan Krapaszewski in the number 420, also in action here tonight. Andrew Clark in the number 98, and so many more here as some qualifying times have come in. Braden Eilert currently your fastest man at a 16.940. Mason Hannigan second, Darren Detweiler third, Zach McLaughlin fourth, Jeremy Prey back in a big block modified is in the 5th spot right now. Andrew Clark 6th, Ryan Wagenschutz 7th, Joshua Hart, Randy Shreves, Jonathan Lowe rounding out the top 10. Chris Roberts putting in a good time. John Bragman at a 17.392, so some pretty good times here for these big block modifieds. Looks like about 24 cars will be in action here tonight with the DOB Big Block Modified Series. These cars an absolute blast to drive, and we are going to find out exactly why here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park, as the time has expired on qualifying. Here is your fast qualifier is Braden Eiler in the number 5 machine. We might see him try and go for the 2 for 2, pull out the broom and sweep tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park with both the 410 sprint cars and the big block modifieds. Mason Hannigan was your second quickest qualifier at a 17.024. Darren Detweiler third. Zach McLaughlin was 4th. Jeremy Prey rounded out your top 5, and here we go. Heat race number 1. Looks like we're going to see 8 cars in this heat race. Brett Rolls gonna roll us off from the pole after the 6th car invert. Russell Berry second. Joshua Paquel will be 3rd. Ryan Wagenschutz will be 4th. Zach McLaughlin will be 5th. Braden Eiler, after the 6th car invert, will roll off from the 6th position. Mike Keegan will be 7th. Nathan, this one's going to be tough. Nathan Krapaszewski will be 8th. I love a good challenge when it comes to names, and Nathan Short is giving me one here. I'm going to get it down before the end of the season, I do promise you. But again, Nathan Krapaszewski will roll off from the 8th starting spot here. Looks like series director Chris Roberts is going to give the inside-outside option to your leader, Brett Rolls. Rolls going to choose the inside here for the initial start at Volusia for heat race number 1. And I do believe lights will be going out on the iRacing Chevy Silverado Pace truck this time by, and we're going to get hot and heavy into some DOB Big Block Modified action here for the kickoff of season number 2. Again, if you guys had missed it, this series came on board here at the Sports Broadcasting Network halfway through their season last season, the inaugural season of the Big Block Modifieds for DOB, and they came in absolutely killing it with race after race of fantastic action. Some for the record books here at ESPN, and they look to do it again here with race number 1. Heat race number 1, firing off of turn number 4 this time. Rolls controls the restart. He's going to hit the loud pedal. Green flag in the air here. 10 laps the distance, and Rolls has us going into turns 1 and 2 for the very first time. Behind him, a lot of guys loose on the loud pedal here as they go down the back straight away. And now they're hammering it home as we head into turns 3 and 4. 3 wide for the 3rd spot here. Eiler, Wagenschutz, and Paquel out in front of them, with McLaughlin nosing his way into the mix as well. Mike Keegan now fighting for the 5th spot with McLaughlin up in front of them. Eiler picking up where he left off on the bottom side here, making it eat making a dig. He's going to be in third as they cross the line. Rolls out to a commanding lead here in heat race number 1. Battle for second, however. Now it's Eiler to the bottom side of Paquel. Behind them, Wagonschutz and McLaughlin. Battle for the 4th and 5th spot. Right now, give it to McLaughlin 2 by 2 behind the leader here. Eiler. Paquel still battling for second. Paquel going to hold the top side. Eiler going to be on the bottom side here. Eiler slides up just a little bit behind them. Here comes McLaughlin. Here comes Wagonschutz. So Paquel has conceded the second spot to Braden Eiler. Behind them, Wagonschutz fends off McLaughlin. Enter Mike Keegan into the mix. 5 laps in the books. This time by working down lap number 6. And Eiler, don't look now, but that man is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry to the backside of Brett Rolls, who keeps peeking in that mirror and seeing that 5 get just a little bit bigger each and every lap. Back behind them, a storm, a swarm, an outright dang-blasted good time here. Paquel fighting Wagonschutz, who's also fighting Keegan, who's also fighting McLaughlin. Russell Berry's trying to get his name into the hat there as the battle for second goes 3 wide into turn number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Paquel catches the loose end of the stick here. He falls all the way back into the clutches of Zach McLaughlin, who's in 6th, trying to put Paquel into 7th. Up front, the 17, still seeing that 5 get a little bit bigger each lap. We're working lap 9, coming to the 1 to go sign. That'll be the white flag this time. Rolls is running as fast as he can, trying to run away from the gingerbread man here as Braden Eiler continues to claw, scratch, and fight his way towards the backside of the 17, but it's going to be too little, too late, as Rolls has just enough momentum to carry him into 3 and off of 4 to win heat race number 1. Unless something catastrophic happens, no, it won't. He will win it. It's Brett Rolls at the line with Eiler second. I believe Keegan snuck out a third there. Holy cow, Mike Keegan from the back to the front in a flash. Mike Keegan will finish third. Ryan Wagonschutz 4th. I believe Joshua Paquel will go 5th. Joshua Paquel 5th. Zach McLaughlin will be 6th. Russell Berry 7th. Nathan Kropaszewski will round out the field of 8 cars here. Heat number 2. Quick, fast, in a hurry to the staging lanes. Jeff Sharp will roll us off first after the 6-car invert. John Bragman on his outside. Jonathan Lowe inside row number 2. Joshua Hart outside row number 2. Jeremy Prey inside row number 3. Mason Hannigan outside row number 3. Kyle Stoltz inside row number 4. And John Lepresto outside row number 4, making up another field of 8 cars here for a 10-lap heat race number 2. The one thing that you will notice a little bit different than the 410s coming up later on in the broadcast, these guys will not run a 6-car dash. These guys will jump straight to their main event after the heat racing and consolations are all said and done. Do not believe we will have a consi race, as I think we just met our 24-car quota for nobody making a B main. Looks like Jeff Sharp, your leader, will choose the inside for the initial start. Chris Roberts not in this heat race here. He is your race director, letting your leader know that he has the inside or outside option. Leader, of course, choosing the inside here as it has been faster. Joshua Hart is going to start second here. A little bit of incidental contact here as the green flag flies, as that was a weird restart to start this thing off, but we are down and away into the first lap here for heat race number 2. Looks like the 8 machine of Bragman on the top side. He's got some momentum up there, but nothing to match Jeff Sharp so far. Sharp out front by about 5 car lengths over Lowe and Bragman. Behind them, Bray, Hannigan, and the likes starting to make their way towards the front. I take that back. Oh, Hannigan already up to the third spot, battling with Bregman for the second. As we go 3 wide for fifth, and a big incident. Jonathan Lowe into the outside wall, up and over topsy-turvy, and he'll come to a rest on all 4 tires, but that's going to bring an end to the heat race night here for Jonathan Lowe. Big incident there as Mason Hannigan, now your race leader, 4 laps into this thing as we work down lap number 4. Single file behind Hannigan for the time being. Looks like the next battle we're going to see develop is for the second, third, and fourth spot here. Bregman, Sharp, and Hart all go to battle here. Track's not wide enough for 3 wide, says Prey in the 117 as he jumps to the outside of Joshua Hart. I believe it was the 8 machine of Bregman making contact with the 58 of Hart there that caused the 3 wide to jumble up for a second. Jeff Sharp in the 28 now holds down the second spot as Hart and Bregman fight for the third spot now. Behind them, Prey and Stoltz go to war for the 5th and 6th spots. And then John LaPresto waiting in the wings for somebody to make a mistake, all trailing leader Mason Hannigan here. 7 laps now, going to be complete next time by. Ooh, a big slip up there for Joshua Hart, and the 58 falls all the way back behind the 117 of Jeremy Prey as John LaPresto was able to get around Prey as well. LaPresto up into the top 5 here. Stoltz into the top 4. Bregman and Sharp still fight for the second spot. Trailing leader Mason Hannigan. 9 laps now. Going to be white flag next time by as we got 2 to go last time. White flag this time for leader Mason Hannigan, doing it in dominating fashion here after starting from the 6th spot. 1 lap to go here. Watch the battle for the second spot. All eyes on John Bregman as we head into 3 and 4 for the final time. Will Jeff Sharp throw a blocker line? No, he will not, but Bregman's going to follow him right on the top side. A winner's going to be Mason Hannigan. Battle for second. Give it to Jeff Sharp with Bregman coming home third. Back behind them, Kyle Stoltz 4th, John LaPresto 5th, Jeremy Prey 6th. And then behind him, we saw Joshua Hart and Jonathan Lowe was not able to finish the race. So 7 cars finished, 8 cars start, all cars transfer to, I believe, the A main. So 1 more heat race to go here for the big block modifieds on the night. Tyson Landis going to lead us off here in heat race number 3 from the point. Zachary Bardsley going to be to his outside. The Catfish, Chris Roberts going to lead off row number 2. Randy Shreves will be outside row 2. Row number 3, Andrew Clark, and Double D, Darren Detweiler. And all by his lonesome on row number 4 will be Tyler Vickery, trying to put ESPN up there into the top 4 here in this heat race. The pace car looks like it's going to come around, take the 1 to go signal. Lights will go out and we will get ready to rumble here in the swamp that is Barberville, Florida's Volusia Speedway Park. Tyson Landis, Zachary Bardsley on your front row. Ladies and gentlemen at home, pick your driver, put them down in the comments. Let us know who you're rooting for here in heat race number 3. Here we go. The iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck dips down off of turn number 4. The green flag is displayed to leader Bardsley. Bardsley gonna fire alongside the 31 machine of Tyson Landis. Landis leads us off into turns 1 and 2 for the very first time. Chris Roberts was beating on the backside of the 31 on the start. Andrew Clark gonna get into Chris Roberts out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. They're 3 wide for the third spot here as we complete lap number 1. so far. Give it to Tyson Landis in the 31, still 3 wide for the third spot on back. Enter Darren Detweiler into the mix. The 3D machine gonna go to the top side here, ride the top shelf around the Volusia Speedway Park. Still 3 wide. We've been 3 wide for more than a lap here. How about that, race fans? And it all ends in disaster for Chris Roberts. A little contact with a 2, a little contact with a 98. Puts Roberts now back into the 6th position here. Outside looking in for a good starting spot. Still 3 wide for 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. And off into 1 and 2. They split up just a little bit. Battle for the race lead. 11 machine on the outside. 31 machine on the inside. The 31 of Landis going to stick to his guns on the bottom side of the racetrack, hoping to make it work. Get just enough grip off of the corner. Not able to do it, though. Bardsley retakes the race lead here on lap number 5. So Bardsley going to lead us down the front straightaway here, going into lap number 7. Make it 6 in the books. 4 laps to go here, as he's now pressured by the 98 of Andrew Clark. The 31 of Landis has given up the charge for the time being. Behind him, Randy Shreves also giving up the charge. Darren Detweiler and Chris Roberts rounding out the front pack, and then behind them you have Tyler Vickery riding around collecting some experience here with the DOB 410, or the DOB Big Block Modifieds. Andrew Clark now to the top shelf, trying to get around leader Bardsley. Bardsley going to go right back down to the bottom. They're trading slide jobs. Will they do it again? Bardsley tried to shove him up the racetrack, shoves the nose just a little bit, but is able to retake the race lead here. Down the front straightaway, on to lap 9, 2 to go this time. Who's going to take it? Will it be the 98 or the 11 here? Off of turn number 4, we've got one more flag, the 1-lap rag, the white flag displayed to your 2 leaders, the 98 and the 11, as they still battle for position going into turns 1 and 2. Bardsley, Clark, who's going to take it, race fans? Looks like right now it's going to be Bardsley as he throws it in to the corner a little bit harder than normal. Pushes the 98 high. It's going to be Bardsley off the corner. Who's going to take second, however? It's going to be Andrew Clark by just over 0.04 of a second there. So Bardsley, your winner of heat race number 3. Andrew Clark second. Tyson Landis third. Randy Shreves fourth. Darren Detweiler 5th. Chris Roberts 6th. Tyler Vickery 7th. After that 3rd heat race. So it looks like they are going to roll down the... Oh, man, they're going to do their redraw here very, very quickly. So they are going to redraw, but they will not be doing a dash to determine the top 6 for the main event here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, 50 laps going to be the distance here for the DOB Big Block Modifieds. And this gives us a perfect opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to go down the broadcast schedule for the remaining week here at ESPN. I believe tomorrow night, or actually, yes, tomorrow night, we will see the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, round number 6 at the Talladega Super Speedway. And then next week on Monday, the Rowdy Energy Cup Series will have their first round of 16 at the Darlington Raceway down in Darlington, South Carolina. And then again next week on the 8th of September, Sim Racers Edge Alpha Series round number 7 will be at the Phoenix International Raceway. And then next Thursday, we will see both the TNT Truck Series round 15 at North Wilkesboro and week number 2 of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series and Big Modified Series at Knoxville for the 410s and Lernerville for the Big Block Modifieds. And then our 1 week broadcast schedule will be rounded off by next Friday's Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series Round 7. They will be back at the Daytona International Raceway. So a lot of amazing racing action yet to come here on ESPN each day, just about. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're just about done with their redraw here. So this is a perfect time, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, get up and stretch for just a moment, get some blood circulation flowing. You may have been sitting down for way too long, so get up, take a stretch, take you something to drink, get your throat nice and hydrated to cheer on your favorite drivers here in a 50-lap main event from the Volusia Speedway Park here in Barberville, Florida. Take a look at the conditions real quick before we get into tonight's main event. A nice clear 59 degrees outside here in the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. So rather cool temperatures for this time of year, but makes for even better racing on the racing surface. I've always been a proponent of winter racing. I think winter racing on dirt especially is so much better than those summer months because you're able to do so many more things with the tracks, with the extra humidity in the air and those sorts of things. I mean, during the summer, you have tracks that just dry out and it becomes a one-groove racetrack. But here at Volusia, these guys do a masterful job of letting that never, ever be the case. And we're seeing it here as these cars are out there. They're working every inch of this big half mile, trying to get it nice and ready for a 50-lap A main event. Winds west at 2 miles an hour, not going to do too much damage here to any of these cars trying to turn. And we have, let's see, do not believe we have any fast repair. So these guys, if they're in one incident that takes out the car, they are SOL for the week and we'll have to try it again next week at Lernerville. But for guys that are up there in the boards here in warm-ups, where so far, let's see, we're looking at Andrew Clark being the fastest in warm-up so far. Mason Hannigan now overtakes him at a 3:61:17 with a 3:61 there for Mason Hannigan. In the number 13, we're seeing a number change there as he rode the number 1 machine to a second place finish in the 410 sprint car portion of the night. Andrew Clark in the 98 will be second fastest here in warm-ups. Braden Eiler, third fastest in warm-ups. Again, Eiler, your winner earlier on tonight in the 410s. Brett Rolls will be fourth fastest here in warm-ups as well. So these guys are going to take just a couple more minutes to work in this track. I believe so. It's going to be interesting to see here, guys. I mean, Mason Hannigan dominated most of the season last season for the inaugural Big Block Modified series with DOB. But he's got some competition this season. We see a returning Braden Eiler. We didn't see him at all last season when we picked up DOB. That's why I had asked him earlier, why now? Why come back now? He said it was just time, It was just time to return here and reestablish dominance, being a former DOB champion, trying to do it again in both the 410 sprint cars and the Big Block Modifieds. So Eiler proving a challenge for Hannigan in the 410s and possibly proving a challenge to him in these big blocks. Andrew Clark also looks very, very fast. Brett Rolls is fast. Mike Keegan is fast as well. Jeremy Prey was a mainstay in the top 5 last season. Looks like he's gunning to be the same this season as well. 50 laps going to be coming right up at the Volusia Speedway Park as they take to the starting grid right now. Ladies and gentlemen, rolling off on the pole after winning his heat race, number 1, Brett Rolls will be on the pole. Outside of him will be Mason Hannigan. Row number 2, Zachary Barnsley and Braden Eiler. Row number 3, Jeff Sharp and Andrew Clark. Row number 4, Mike Keegan and John Bragman. Row number 5, Tyson Landis and Ryan Wagenschitz. Row number 6, Kyle Stoltz, Randy Shreves. Row number 7, Joshua Paquel, John LaPresto. And row number 8, Darren Detweiler, Zach McLaughlin. Row number 9, Jeremy Prey, Chris Roberts. Row number 10, Russell Berry, Joshua Hart. Row number 11, Tyler Vickery and Nathan Krapaszewski. And your final starter, the 23rd man on the field, will be the 20 car of Jonathan Lowe. But of course, after the redraw, we're going to have a big shift in our top 12 here. And it looks as if behind the scenes, Mike Keegan drew the pole. Kyle Stoltz drew outside row number 1.
Not going. One to go.
Like Mason Hannigan will restart in row number 3. Randy Shreves drew 3rd. Jeff Sharp drew 4th. Hannigan 5th. Clark 7th. Rolls 6th. Tyson Landis drew 8th. John Bregman drew 9th. 10th went to Eiler. 11th went to Bardsley. And 12th went to Wagenschutz. That was your redraw there. That was a mouthful to get out here in one lap. It looks like your leader, Mike Keegan, is going to pick the inside here for the restart, as I believe the lights on the pace chart will go out this time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in over 5 months here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, sit back, relax, and strap those belts tight, because it's about time to put the hammer down with the DOB Big Block Modified Series for the first time this season. Off of 4, Keegan and Stoltz going to be the control cars here. Keegan gonna pull the hammer, and we're underway for season number 2. As Keegan leads us into 1 and 2 for the very first time. But he has got a mirror full of Stoltz, Shreves, and Sharp as they head down the back chute. Behind them, 2 and 3 wide all over the place. Hannigan, Rolls, Sharp, Landis, Clark, Eiler. They are all neck and neck. Even behind them, the 21 machine, the 66, the 93, the 11, and the other 11. That's McLaughlin. That's Detweiler, that's Prey. They are all neck and neck here as we are 2 and 3 wide. What a race we've got brewing here at Volusia. These guys don't care if there's 50 laps. They're going hard from start to finish. Look at Mason Hannigan work the bottom side here. He does it like no other already. Now up to the second spot across the line here. Into lap number 4, 3 in the books right behind him. Randy Shreves in the 56 going to try and battle back on the top side. These big block modified, so much fun to drive, and these guys are showing you why here as they are letting her rip like a tater chip off of turn number 4. Braden Eiler, a big mover so far, already up into the top 6 cars from his 12th starting spot. Battle for the lead is a brewing. Mike Keegan, Mason Hannigan do battle for the top spot here. Right behind him, Shreves waiting in the wings in the catbird seat. Stoltz, Sharp, they're there as well in the top 5 here. Back behind them, 4 wide, 4 position. 98 Andrew Clark threw it in there. Little contact with the 5 machine of Eiler. Eiler gives away. Still 3 wide as we head out of turn number 2 down the back chute here at Volusia. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Rolls and the 98 machine. Rolls going to get the worst of it here as he loses spot after spot here, hemorrhaging them as we're still 3 wide between the 5 machine, the 98 and the 01 down the back chute here at Volusia as the 5 machine of Eiler has something cooking on the top shelf. He's just providing pressure lap after lap. We've got 1 around, 2 around in turn number 1, and a big pile up in turns 1 and 2. believe it was Ryan Wagonshit's ending up on his roof there, as we just saw a massive pileup of many drivers there. Not exactly sure who it started with, but it ended with about 10 cars getting piled up there in turns 1 and 2. I believe Jeff Sharp may have been the cause of it. Not trying to point any fingers here, however. Looks like we were taking the one to go to green here, ladies and gentlemen. As it is a double foul restart with Mason Hannigan on the point. Mike Keegan is outside. Randy Shreves, Braden Eiler, row number 2, row number 3. Andrew Clark and Kyle Stoltz as the iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck dips down off of turn number 4. The hammer's pulled. The trigger is lit. Here we go. Still got him jumbled up here. Let's look at that man on the top side. Braden Eiler in the 5 machine. Now working on the X machine of Mike Keegan. He's going to be up on the top shelf here. The only driver who's flirted with disaster so far, the Big Block Mods. Right behind him, the 98, the 56, the 11, the 04 machine continue to fight for positions. I believe that is actually the 01 of Kyle Stoltz. There inside the top 6, as looks like we have a pass finally for the second spot. No, we don't. As Keegan's able to hold it. No, he's not. Eiler took it away last time by just about 3, 4, 5 1/1000ths of a tenth of a second there, as they were nose to nose across the line. But Braden Eiler eyeing the comeback charge here, looking to go 2 for 2 on the night, as Mason Hannigan continues to run the bottom side, as it looks like the top might be the place to be here. 13 laps in the books here with the Big Block Mods of 50. Oh, a big battle and some nudging going on between Paquel and Stoltz back there for about the 6th spot here. Up in front of them. Oh, around goes Stoltz in the 01. Caution flag will wave here of Volusia once again, as the 01 of Kyle Stoltz goes around. Looked like we may have had a little bit of a net code incident there between Stoltz and another driver, as it ended up with Kyle Stoltz facing the wrong direction on the racing surface. He'll pull up to the tail end of the field here, where he will restart, hopefully make a hard charge back towards the front. So an unfortunate way to continue his night here for Kyle Stoltz, having to go to the back of the pack. But he will hopefully be able to surmount a charge towards the front here to chase down leader Mason Hannigan, and second placed runner so far, Braden Eiler. Eiler and Hannigan are just a little bit flip-flop from where they finished in the 410 sprints here at the Big Block Modified so far, as we are 14 laps in to this main event. So here we go. That is a little bit interesting. There's Mason Hannigan going to choose the outside here for this restart. Braden Eiler going to now control the bottom, but Hannigan still controls when we fire and where we fire. Now from the top side, first time we've seen this so far tonight.
Not going.
Looks like the caution will be extended by a lap here, says race director Chris Roberts. Says that the back of the pack needs to get bunched up here. So some drivers we're used to seeing towards the front that aren't quite there so far. Joshua Paquel in the number 33 car. He was a top 5 mainstay last season, currently runs in the 7th spot here with the big block mods. Darren Detweiler, another top 5 mainstay. He's currently back in the 12th spot. Jeremy Prey, currently back in the 15th spot. And your biggest loser so far tonight, Zachary Bardsley in the 11, currently has dropped 11 spots all the way back to the 14th spot.
Green flag.
Green flag flies here. The battle for the race lead picks right back up where it left off, as it is now the 5 machine of Eiler to the point. One of Hannigan a fire back, gonna load up his round. He's gonna head to the top side here. Gonna push Eiler up just a little bit. Make him make a mistake down the front straightaway. Eiler back to the bottom here. Will we see a slide job? No, we won't. Hannigan gonna get a run off of turn number 4 and pull back to a comfortable lead. But here comes Eiler right back down to the bottom. Braden Eiler looking to go 2 for 2 on the night. Now gonna put the same move on Hannigan that Hannigan put on him, as Hannigan holds down the top side, still in the turns 1 and 2. Now a slide job out of Eiler into 1 and 2, and down the back straightaway they go. Hannigan to the inside, Eiler to the outside. There's great racing behind them, but this battle for the lead is just oh so good. Hannigan still holds it here, back behind him. Keegan fights with McLaughlin, who fights with Paquel, who fights with Bregman. We've got a hornet's nest from 4th on back, and it doesn't stop until you get to the very, very final car. So Hannigan, your race leader. Braden Eiler has the 2nd spot for now, but he's being pressured by Andrew Clark in the 98 as the caution flag flies again. Looks like Paquel involved in the 33. Enter some contact with John Lepresto getting into the corner. Yes, it was big contact, and then gets driven through as Paquel ends up flipping 4 or 5 times, then back down on to all 4s. So not quite sure what's going to happen here for Paquel, as that 33 car just did about the best barrel roll that one could imagine, but that might be too much damage for the driver of the 33. So this time, race leader Mason Hannigan going to choose the bottom, going to go back to where he calls home for the time being. So to his outside will sit the 5 machine. Braden Eiler, Mike Keegan will line up in the 4th spot. Andrew Clark will line up in the 3rd spot. And it looks like Randy Shreves will be alongside Zach McLaughlin. Behind him, John Bregman, Darren Detweiler, Zachary Bardsley, Chris Roberts, Jeremy Prey, Russell Berry, Jonathan Lowe, Tyson Landis, Joshua Hart, Nathan Krabazowski, Jeff Sharp, Tyler Vickery, Joshua Paquel, and John Lepresto rounding out the field here as we take the 1 to go to green. Lights out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. 19 laps in the books, approaching quickly the halfway point of this 50-lap A main event.
Ready, green flag.
The green flag flies here. Hannigan on the loud pedal. Going to lead us off in the turns 1 and 2. Kind of lulled the 5 machine to sleep just a little bit. Allows the 98 to take the 2nd spot for the time being. Down the back straight away we go. 98 machine of Clark in 2nd. Third will be Eiler for the time being, but across the line, looks like Eiler's going to take back his second spot with a good run off the top side. 98 was all kinds of loosey-goosey as it came off of 4. He's going to hemorrhage a couple of spots. He's going to fall all the way back to the 4th spot behind Mike Keegan's X-Machine. Zach McLaughlin up into the top 5 here. Randy Shreves into the top 6. Behind them, a battle between Detweiler and Bregman for position. And then you've got Chris Roberts right behind those guys. Whoa, a big battle and some contact. 98 next machine make contact in turns 1 and 2. They both lose a bunch of spots here down the back chute. And the caution flag rears its head once again here at Volusia. Looks like it was going to be Nathan Krapaszewski stopping on the track. He tried to pull it off, and the yellow flag did fly. So Krapaszewski will now exit the race here. So a DNF for that driver in the 420 machine. Oh, it looked like so it also looks like the 11 of Zachary Bardsley exited the track there thinking that he had a faster pair, and unfortunately they do not in this series. He has, I believe, exited the race here tonight unless he pulls it on back out. Again, that was the number 11 machine as your timing and scoring loop is concerned. Looks like lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. We will go back green flag racing here. Lap 22. I'm going to make it 23 when we cross the line. Coming up very quickly on the halfway point here of this 50-lap main event for event number 2 of your doubleheader here with the DOB Big Block Modified Series of 410 Sprint Cars. And the big blocks are back rolling at Volusia. Though the lead still belongs to Hannigan here with Eiler on his backside. Clark still in the mix. Keegan still in the mix behind them. 3 and 4 line all over the racetrack here. Shreves, Prey, Detweiler, Roberts, Landis, Bregman. They are all neck and neck as they head into 3 and 4. And look up front. Here comes the 98 of Andrew Clark and the X of Mike Keegan looking for the lead. And to look for the lead, they first got to get around the 5 machine of Braden Eiler. Eiler again looking to sweep the night, go 2 for 2 in his return to the Thursday night DOB series. Hannigan, however, still controls it here, trying to make it 1 for 1 with the big blocks on the season. But Clark has other things to say about it as Andrew Clark showed the nose. Eiler saw it and took right back off to the backside of the 1 machine. As now Hannigan going to give him the top, but he's going to close it right back down off of 4 here. Now past the halfway point, 26 laps in the books, working down 27. Series director Chris Roberts told these boys, we got to get a move on. I got a football game to watch. So this run is the longest that we've had so far tonight here with the big block modifieds. 117 of Prey battles with the 8 machine of Bregman. Bregman going to get the better of him. Up for the lead. We're neck and neck at the line. Still give it to Hannigan as Eiler fights back on the bottom side here. He's going to throw a slide job into 1 and 2. Hannigan back to the bottom. Hannigan not going to have the run that he was looking for, but now he does. He's going to catch all kinds of grip on the bottom side. Slide job from Hannigan right up in front of your leaders. That's going to put the 98 in the mix as well. Who's going to throw the last slider? 5 machine, another one. Slide job from Eiler right in front of Hannigan. Hannigan back to the bottom side. The bottom's got enough grip to get right back around him. Hannigan Another slide job from Mason Hannigan now to Braden Eiler. And this is keeping Andrew Clark in the race, and he could not be happier. One happy camper is Andrew Clark, just looking for a mistake out of your race leaders, as they have now traded slide jobs for the better part of 3 laps. Looks like another one this time out of Braden Eiler. Yes, it will be. Eiler to the bottom shelf. Eiler's going to stick it to the bottom shelf, however, and try and catch some grip down the back straightaway. He will just about do so. Has enough momentum to get up in front of the 3rd place car. That is Clark. But not enough to get around your leader, Mason Hannigan. Hannigan still on the top shelf, dragging Clark around with the tow chain right behind him here, as they both look to get around the 5 machine. 5 is down there in no man's land here, as the top just has so much more grip for the time being that Hannigan's able to continue to lead this race across the line. 34 laps in the books, going to be 15 to go next time by. 15 to go next time by, as we're going to complete lap number 35. It's Eiler now just about had the race lead off of 4, not able to get it away from Hannigan as of yet. And then back behind them, Andrew Clark now starting to surmount a charge. And behind your race leaders, what a battle we're seeing between Detweiler and Bregman. A little contact off of 2 that last time by, but they're able to sort their stuff out here. And then 3 wide behind them, Roberts, Sharp, and LaPresto all battling for positions, I believe 12, 13, and 14 as they start to catch cars in front of them. That's Jonathan Lowe and Tyson Landis. Detweiler out by his lonesome now as the battle for the lead still persists on. It's now Hannigan, Clark, Eiler. Your top 3 in that order. 37 laps in the books here as they approach lap traffic in the form of the 10 machine of Tyler Vickery. What a run by Vickery, his first ever DOB start just to make the field and to honestly probably complete the race with the car unscathed here, even though he's about a second off. Vickery doing the best that he can to stay out of the way of the leaders once they catch him. Speaking of the leaders, they are quickly approaching him as Mason Hannigan continues to lead Andrew Clark and Braden Eiler. Their closest challenger, Mike Keegan, about, say, 3 seconds back of those front 3 cars. Zach McLaughlin now in the 5th spot. Behind him, Randy Shreves, John Bregman, Jeremy Prey all battle for positions. And your leaders are starting to get dicey once again. If you look back at them, Clark starting to throw some body blows. Eiler loading up the roundhouse up top. Hannigan gonna stick to his guns on the top side of the racetrack as he now leads by about 3 car lengths. Heading off into 1 and 2 as Eiler rides the rail up in no man's land. The danger zone, as some would call it. Here at Volusia, 41 laps going to be in the books this next time by. And the yellow flag flies. The worst time to see a yellow here at Volusia. Looks like it was Jeff Sharp there in the number 28 car as he has pulled it off and has disconnected to the server. From the server. Jeff Sharp hard into the fence there, all by his lonesome. A little contact with Paquel, but all by his lonesome. Jeff Sharp just ate the outside retaining wall here at Volusia for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and got seconds on each portion. And as executive producer Sam Cooper Bennett just pointed out, somehow Tyler Vickery in his very, very first big block modified race here with DOB still on the lead lap in the number 10 machine, running a baseline setup here. So good on that driver. Shows you if he's able to get a good setup, how dangerous he could possibly be in the future. But speaking of dangerous, this 98 machine of Andrew Clark looks absolutely ravaging. Every single time he comes off the top side of 3 and 4, looks like he's able to throw a slide job, just hasn't been able to do it so far. So within 10 laps here, we'll stay single file. Looks like the 11 of Zachary Bardsley has pulled back out on the track to finish this race. Bardsley was enjoying a top 10 run before pulling off of the racing surface from damage. He is now back on the track. He will pull up to the tail end of the longest line. 1 to go to green this time with 9 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen.
Green flag.
So green flag here for Hannigan. He fires and carries the field along with him, and it turns 1 and 2. Back behind him, looks like the 5 machine of Weiler had a bad restart. Keegan's able to get around him on the bottom side. Clark, your next man in line to throw shots at your leader, Mason Hannigan. Make it lap 43 this time by Hannigan, has led the better half of this race, and he is continuing to do so here in the closing segments. It's put up or shut up time for the 98, the 5, and the X machine. Insert Zach McLaughlin's number 11 into the mix as well. These guys are about to trade shot for shot at the front of this race. Towards the back, Jonathan Lowe, Chris Roberts, John LaPresto, Tyson Landis, they continue to trade shots as well inside the top 10. Looking to maximize points out of this event. Andrew Clark still running down your leader, Hannigan. But Hannigan going to take us to the 6 to go mark. Going to be 5 to go next time as your race leader. As it looks like the top side of the racetrack, although it didn't give out in the 410 race, it started to give out here with these big block modifieds as Mason Hannigan, Andrew Clark, both running slider lines. And Braden Eiler, the lone man out on the top side of the racetrack. So 5 laps to go, going to make it 4 this next time by at the line. As the battle for second starts to heat up. Hannigan, currently a pretty insurmountable lead here. Unless Clark's able to get a tremendous run in these closing few laps. 4 laps to go this last time by. Coming to 3 fingers in the air from the flagman here. It's put up or shut up time for Andrew Clark or Braden Eiler. Who's got anything for your leader, Mason Hannigan, right now? Looks like Hannigan might run away with it. The rest of the field still 2 and 3 wide everywhere as they head into turns 1 and 2. Battle for about the 9th spot. Jonathan Lowe, LaPresto, Tyson Landis, John Bregman, all nose to tail and bumper to bumper as they head down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go this time by. As we've got a battle back behind your leaders for 4th. McLaughlin to the bottom side of Keegan, going to take the spot for the time being. Keegan going to fight back on the top side. But here we go. White flag. One more time for Mason Hannigan. Can he get it done here in the big blocks? Mason Hannigan was so good in the 410s, was bested by Braden Eiler. But in the big blocks, he returns the favor, goes 1 for 1 on the season with the big blocks, 1 for 2 on the night. Mason Hannigan wins it here at Volusia with Andrew Clark second and Braden Eiler third. And then coming across the line, the rest of the pack as they absolutely tear each other up when they come across the line. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it was Mason Hannigan winning, Andrew Clark second, Braden Eiler third, Mike Keegan and Zach McLaughlin rounding out the top 5. Randy Shreves, Chris Roberts, Jeremy Prey, John Bregman, and Jonathan Lowe rounding out the top 10. 11th, you have John LaPresto, Tyson Landis, 12th, Darren Detweiler, 13th, 14th, Russell Berry, 15th, Joshua Paquel, Joshua Hart, 16th, Tyler Vickery, a good 17th place race. 18th went to Jeff Sharp, 19th, Zachary Barnsley, 20th, Nathan Krapaszewski, 21st, Kyle Stoltz, Ryan Wagenschitz, 21st, and your final finisher after only completing 9 laps was Brett Rolls. So, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for your round out here tonight with the big block modifieds. Up next, we're going to go try and have a word with winner of race number 2 on the night as we head down trackside. We have him in our wings. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the big block modified portion, Mason Hannigan. Mason, a tale of 2 races here tonight. The first time, Braden was able to get the best of you, but here in the big blocks, you were really able to establish your dominance, leading most of that race.
Yeah, it really wasn't dominant, honestly. That was the probably best big block race I've ever had with 2 other guys, and I didn't really feel like I had a lot of pace. I felt like Brandon not Brandon, that's his nickname. Felt like Braden had a little more pace than me, honestly. I could catch him in certain areas, and once I just got out in front of him and kind of ran the slider line for the rest of the race, because that's where it was going to end up. And I think I actually found the right line on the last lap, and that's not really what you want to find, even though you're leading it. But yeah, hell of a race to Andrew and Braden, though.
Oh, it absolutely was a heck of a race here at Volusia, and these big blocks seem to be now. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but do you feel most comfortable in the big blocks compared to what else we run with the DOB?
I don't know. I mean, I love the sprint cars, and I feel like I'm decent there, and I mean, I like the big blocks, and I'm decent here, so I like both. I mean, I'm pretty even in both of them, and you just come out here and race your race, and you go for the win as everyone else. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about them that I like, and they're just really fun to drive.
Well, either way, it was most definitely your night here, a second place and then a win. That puts you in pretty good standings in both points championships moving forward to both Knoxville and Lernerville next week.
Yeah, it'll be good. Lernerville's honestly a great track for big blocks. It produces 3 or 4 lines, top, middle, the slider, the bottom. About everything in the book. So we'll get her tuned up for next week and see where we go.
Well, that is exactly the case. But Mason, once again, we're going to let you go and celebrate your win. But first, shout out those amazing sponsors on your number one machine.
Yeah, Black Diamond Motorsports for sure. UDTV, Tim Sims, Fads Eyewear, SpeedTop51.com, and Chris is always with DOB, and can't thank you guys enough for broadcasting it. And we'll be back next week.
All right, Mason, once again, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner here with the big blocks, Mason Hannigan.
Thank you.
So Mason gets it done with the big blocks, but a new name to us here at ESPN, Mr. Andrew Clark, coming home second in the big block modifieds at Volusia. Andrew, it was a fantastic race between yourself, Mason, and Braden there. I mean, just talk us through it for a little while, because for a while it looked like those two kind of set themselves apart, but all of a sudden, here you come and you made it a fantastic finish.
Yeah, I started 7th right behind Mason, and my plan was to follow him up and then battle it out with him. I've raced a bunch with him in the big blocks, and to lose to him, I mean, it feels great to lose to him, finishing second as much as I don't want to, but it was a fun little battle. I fell back to 9th, and then I was up to 3rd at one point, and I clipped the inside tire coming out of 4, and I thought my night was over for sure, but started coming back to life near the end, and got up into 2nd and tried to throw a few things at Mason, but they just weren't there, and had to just bring her home in 2nd.
Well, all in all, could not be disappointed with this run, especially points-wise. You set yourself up very, very well going forward, and especially next weekend when we head to the Lernerville Speedway, heading up to Pennsylvania. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Oh yeah, that's one track that I do like here in the big blocks. In the 358s, I'm not too much of a big fan because you can't really run the bottom, but with these big blocks, you can set it just right up and hook that bottom and be fast. So hopefully we can have a top and bottom car down there at Lernerville, and maybe continue to add on to where we're sitting in the points right now and be there at the end of the year.
Most definitely. We're definitely looking forward to seeing it. But before we let you go here, Andrew, who's responsible for this awesome run that you put forward tonight?
I got to thank my team, Extreme Modified Racing, Swan Speed Shop. I got to thank them. They build some of the best sets for us and everything. And Ann's Performance, RC Services, Rocco Construction, Eastern Iowa Landscaping. And I got to thank you guys for broadcasting it and letting us show our talent out here.
Well, we very well appreciate the thanks, and we love doing it. And we love seeing guys come up here and put on amazing races. So once again, congratulations on your 2nd place finish, Mr. Andrew Clark.
Thank you.
So that's your top 2, and now we got to have another word with the man who dominated earlier on tonight and put on another fantastic race with the likes of Mason Hannigan and Andrew Clark here tonight. Braden, we meet again in another amazing performance from you, throwing slide job after slide job. That was insanely entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I don't really want to be throwing sliders in these, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But kind of track, I felt like kind of got single file there towards about halfway through the race, so you pretty much had to settle in and wait for a mistake, and I just got impatient and was trying the bottom, and it just wasn't really there.
Well, it certainly wasn't, but it still ended up being a fantastic race. And for a while there, it looked like you were pushing the top side. And tell us about this track. Did something different than when we were racing the 410s a little while ago. It looked like almost that the top side just completely went away there at the end.
The difference in the cars, the track's in wear and completely different. I had, four wheels over the cushion working for me before that last yellow, and then I thought, I kind of felt confident. I was like, these guys are probably gonna run like a slider middle in 1 and 2, so maybe I'll get a run off the top of 1 and 2, and going in that deep like I was, it just kind of went away there after that yellow. So I started trying different lines because I knew I wasn't really wanting to settle for third, but I didn't really have a whole lot to lose in my opinion at that point. So I just kept trying different stuff, but it didn't really get me anywhere. So we'll come home in third and see what we got next week.
We'll come home in third and we'll gear up for Lernerville. Now, everybody else I've talked to, they absolutely love Lernerville in these big block modifieds. Are you one of those drivers that find yourself on that same bandwagon?
I will run Lernerville all day. So absolutely.
Absolutely. Lernerville should be a fantastic show. But Braden, before we let you go once again, who's responsible for another fantastic performance for you tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank everybody for putting this deal on. Also, Flow Racing, Wicked Brands, Gum Company, Matthew Hannigan, Wicked Cushion, Dano Seasonings, Overwall Photography, Rivco, Indy, Hergot Real Estate, Independent Fairway Mortgage Company, Catch Fence Apparel, and anybody else that I may have missed. Just thank everybody for helping us out.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your third place finisher here with the big blocks. Your 410 winner earlier on the night, Mr. Braden Eiler. Braden, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
So that does it for your top three here with the big block modifieds. We've seen two tremendous races tonight, both with the 410s and the big blocks, both from Volusia. There's nothing more that I can say than that was an absolute blast. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to tune on down. We will be back with you next week from both the virtual Knoxville Raceway and the virtual Lernerville Speedway for the DOB 410 Sprint Cars and the Big Block Modifieds. But before that, you guys can keep your eyes peeled on the ESPN channel here on YouTube and on Facebook. Tomorrow night, we will catch you live with the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series at Talladega for round number 6. I believe Frank Marchese and one other mystery partner will be on the call for that one. So guys, for myself, Mr. Ryan Williams, for my executive producer, Sam Cooper Bennett, this has been an ESPN broadcast of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series and Big Block Modified Series. Goodbye and good night.